With today's technological advances and fast-paced life, BMS is your trusted next-generation IT solutions provider that keeps you ahead of the competition. From humble beginnings, BMS Company is now one of the fastest-growing software engineering service providers, with international presence and golden reputation for excellence. The BMS Company is your one-stop global destination for web development, mobile application development, digital marketing, SEO, Facebook and Google advertising, social media management, business consulting, printing services, and many more. BMS is trusted to provide timely, cost-effective solutions. At BMS, we believe in providing guaranteed results, irrespective of a project's complexity. No stories, no excuses. And core to all of our operation is that we practice what we preach, and we deliver what we promise. We're proud of our dream team of solution-driven enthusiasts comprising of industry experts in various fields, including blockchain, IoT, and AI. Our unique makeup and cooperate synergy enables BMS to add heart to technology while delivering our trademark exceptional results for our esteemed customers. Get free 3 months of hosting and 30 days SEO when you partner with us today. Call us now on 469-992-4567 or visit our website at thebmscompany.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome
to
a special edition of Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. I'm very excited to be back with you once again on this lovely Saturday morning. Broadcasting once again from the DFW, that is Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm very excited to be here with my fam, my brother, Pap Star. We're both from the same hometown, the Mob Town. For those who don't know what the Mob is, that's Mobile, Alabama. I'm very excited for him taking time to adjust the schedule to hang out with me here this morning, talk about his music, talk about some big moves that he is making, especially the main one he's been talking about, the one on Netflix. That's very big. We'll talk about his experience with that as well. So, my brother, I thank you for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me on the podcast this morning. So, how everything going with you?
Going good, bro. Glad to be back on, man. I was logging in, and I wasn't used to doing all this. Last time I was on, we didn't have all the visual and all this here. So, man, this is dope. I'm excited about the growth that you got going.
Man. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I know the last time it was like voices going on, but this time people actually watching us this time.
Yeah.
As we talk about music and everything else that's been going on as well, because we are live streaming on Facebook Live, we're live streaming on Twitter, and we're live streaming on YouTube. So we're live from 3 different platforms. So we encourage everybody to like, share, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the Twitter account, and as well follow me on Facebook as well. So, man, Pap Star, man, you're doing a lot of great things. You come to evolving with the music, the sound of music, working, collabing. Man, just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience that's getting to know you for the very first time.
Yeah, sure. What's going on? You guys don't know me. I'm Pap Star. I'm a recording artist, producer. I also produce for TV and film. I do mental health work, men's mental health work in development. With some partners out in the UK of men's mental health out. So I'm full force in that as well. So that's pretty much about me. Like, I ain't got too much. That's pretty much what I got going on right now.
And like I said, man, you've been doing this for a long time. You're not a rookie in this thing. You've been doing this thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Doing music on the scenes, doing stuff locally, globally. You kept going. You stayed consistent with it. I know you kept evolving with the sound. I know transforming from what we did from the gospel Christian, whatever you want to call it, to still doing music. I know as you being an artist, and I know you started in doing gospel, hip hop and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they put you in that box because they always gonna label you as a Christian artist. They're gonna label you as a gospel artist. What would you say about that? Because you're a musician. And I remember I had C now on the podcast last year, and he's mentioned this. He said, you don't ever hear them say secular artists. They say artists.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the gospel industry, they label you as a gospel artist, but not saying an artist. What do you say about that?
Well, I'll say this, like, I believe that music as a whole is art. I believe that God created music generally. He created all music, and it's kind of like our choice as far as the message of what we want to bring with the music. So when I was a just strictly a Christian artist, and that was my life then at that point. I was in the church, or in ministries or in that religion, like really heavy. I still believe in God. I just don't believe in God. I don't have the same. There are some things that are taught in some churches that I don't agree with. So which led me to kind of find God for myself, and just have a relationship with Him for myself. So my music now is based upon just my life, the things I've gone through, um, and things that just can connect with people outside of the confines of the church and the Bible, and so that's pretty much more of where my music is heading towards. I still like have positive messages, and things like that, but it's really based on real life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah, hey, I totally agree with you. I'm in the same thing. I know I believe in God too. I still do.
yeah,
I don't believe in the thing that's going on. It always bothered me how they get us caught up in our emotions.
yeah,
But then once we leave the church house and well, even the four walls, it's like we go right back to our reality. It's like we have
yeah,
no total change, no total conversion going on. We just in emotions, crying, slobbing all over the place. But once
right,
we leave there, we go right back to our reality. No
yeah,
change at all. And that's what I was getting tired of.
yeah, yeah. That was actually one of my I think one of the biggest things that I saw. Um, and not that I'm trying to bash the church or anything like that, but I just know the ministries, some of the ministries I was a part of. That was kind of the biggest thing I saw was lack of change. Um, a lot of lip service, a lot of action, a lot of as far as action, as far as outward expressions of praise and things like that. But like lifestyles really weren't changing, or I noticed some of
Right.
them that weren't. So I had an issue with that.
Yeah, and that's why I would. Like I said, I still believe in God, of course. Like I said, I had to go on that path like you to find it for myself. But
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing when you learn God on your own. And another
yeah,
thing they never taught us, Pap, man, was they never taught how to be free thinkers. They never taught us how to question things. You
right,
know, we was always programmed wherever your pastor, not bashing the church. I'm one of my think we're bashing the church, or I'm one of
right,
my think we atheists and all this other stuff. Cause folk would twist that,
right,
but they would say they would you never quit. You know, they would take the scripture.
yeah,
Uh, touch not my anointing, my prophet no harm. They would use that to scare people. You
right,
know, they would use that. What's the other one they would use? A just man falls 7 times. They would use scriptures like that, the content,
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah,
would have the congregation scared to question their pastor on certain things. Well,
right,
you don't challenge the man of God and all this other. And we was programmed to think like that
right,
until we broke out of that mode. Now it's like, you know what you saying is not lining up with the words say.
right, right, right.
So that's on that one. But I'm going to talk about something that you very happy about, proud of, and that's Netflix. How did that happen? Having your material done on Netflix, that's very big.
Yeah. Well, in 2019, I took a course for TV and film. That was actually like right a little bit after my daughter passed away. My youngest daughter passed away. I I started the TV and film industry as far as like producing. I saw that basically for artists, like it's a little saturated out here. When it comes down to like dropping music and releasing music, and if you really don't have a substantial budget, it's kind of hard to cut through fog, because you're gonna at some point you're gonna have to pay for advertisement, pay for advertisement to cut through the fog of everybody that's dropping music with no advertisement. You know, there's a lot of people just dropping music on iTunes, thousands a day. So it's really cluttered. But I found that through TV and film, it's not a lot of artists that you hear that are on like movies and TVs. And then, you know, when people, what you do when you hear something tight on the movie or a soundtrack, you like, man, what's that? You gonna Shazam it? You gonna, you know, see who that is. And I found that was a great way to kind of build my fan base, was through TV and film. It was a less cluttered route. So after I took my course on how to do it, I landed my first contract with the record label, and it just kind of been on from there. They're what you call a music library, but they also operate as a record label, so you're able to drop singles and albums through them as well. And pretty much the marketing is done through the shows, the TV and film, and that's how I've been kind of gaining followers and popularity, and growing my network through TV and film. It's kind of a less cluttered route. And recently, I was listening, watching Love Is Blind 3, and I heard my production on there, and it blew me. I've had placements before that, like with Fortnite, and I had another movie that was on Netflix that I got a placement on, and just a lot of other shows on MTV, you know, BET, stuff like that. But what made this one different was this was the first one that I was actually just watching the show and just heard my music. The rest of them were I got notifications, you know, paperwork, things like that that would let me know my music was on these shows. And then I later confirmed about, you know, watching the show to see if it was on there. But this is my first time actually just watching the show, and then my music popped up. So that was an amazing feeling. And it just lets me know that the things that seem impossible, you know, are possible when you put in the work, do the necessary steps. So yeah, I'm excited about that, bro. I'm excited about what's going on in that industry.
And you know what, man, that's what's up right there. And you staying consistent, and it
Yeah,
pays off. I tell anybody that people ask me all the time, like doing a show, like you've been doing this for a long time, and you so firm with it, which name is firming. But I tell anybody, you have to stay consistent. Well,
yeah,
you may not get a like, a share, a comment, or nobody may not watch it at all. You still can't stay consistent because eventually it's gonna pay off. You know,
yeah,
Rome was not built in a day. The Great Wall of China was not
yeah.
built in a day. It takes time, and people don't understand that. They feel like, well, if somebody don't like it, I just quit. Then that means you weren't serious about it. But at the same
Right.
time, perfect your craft while you going along, and because we're gonna evolve anyway. So I tell anybody, man, stay consistent, perfect your craft. You always gonna learn because we don't know everything. We learn as we go, and
There you go.
eventually,
Yeah,
it's eventually the floodgates, the money and everything is gonna come. Because like I said it before in the show, look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ain't gonna look for money. The money can't look for Mike.
yeah,
Because why? His talent, his gift,
yeah,
his work ethic.
yeah.
All you have to do is put in the work. The money's gonna come looking for you.
Absolutely. I really agree with that, Furman. I believe that. Excuse me. I believe that money or currency is is something that is a result of success. Like that
Right.
comes from becoming successful. And people think it's the other way around. They think once you get the money, that's when you become successful. But you have to be successful in order for the money to come to you. So you have to become that already.
You
So
got
yeah,
to.
man, I truly believe that. I really believe in that. That's kind of like my motto. It's just go ahead and walk in it. You know what you got. Walk in His ways. Go ahead and walk in it,
Yeah.
and it'll come to you. You have to become that. You know, for it to happen.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you a little small testimony. This girl coming on my Facebook page. Big shout out to Miss Little.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I watched your podcast. It truly blessed me. And she sold money into the podcast. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know the lady from Adam. She didn't know. She just hit me out of nowhere.
Yeah,
That lets you know that people are always watching, putting in the work, think your craft. Like I said, the greats. LeBron. LeBron's a billionaire now. How LeBron became a billionaire? His work ethic.
yeah,
Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion. work ethic. Michael
Right.
Jordan, the GOAT of the basketball, 6-time world champion. Work ethic. See, P, they don't understand everything takes work.
Yeah.
They want the success, but they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
And them boys were putting in work when nobody didn't know who they was.
Yeah. That's right. I believe that's why it's definitely suggested that whatever you as far as your goal is, that you find your talent, find what you're good at, find something that you love, because that work, what it looks like, work and grind, and it is work and grind to everybody else, but to you, you're actually enjoying that work, you're enjoying that grind, you're enjoying that process of becoming better. So it's fun for you. The issue is that a lot of people, they try to get into that work mode, into that grind mode, into something that they not really supposed to be in, or really don't have the passion for. And what happens is they end up quitting. You know, it's easy to quit something you don't really like doing, no purpose in it. You know, it's always good to start off something that you know that you do for free. If you didn't get paid for this thing, you would do this anyway because you got a love for it. You start off with that, you grind, you put that work ethic into that, man, it's limitless of what can happen. Honestly, just limitless. But we train in this world not to do that. We train when we go to school to go to a 9 to 5. That's why school hours are the way they are, and things like that. So we're trained to think opposite of being an entrepreneur or pursuing your goals.
Right.
We're actually trained to think against that. So, I always push for that, man. Push for your dreams, push for your goals, and do not stop. And you and I know we've been doing this since teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and the journey has changed some, the way it looked, but the commitment is the same. The commitment, the drive is the same.
So. That's it, and it is. And like I said, because I'll be 41 this year. But like I said, I love it. Like I said, stay consistent with it. Some cats that we came up with, some went by the wayside. A lot of them ain't doing it no more. But you still doing it. You still grinding. Big shout out to Boy Gospel. He's still grinding. Big shout out to King David. He's still grinding.
He's still grinding. True Seeker. Excuse me. He's still grinding.
He's still grinding. Big shout out to True Seeker. Matter of fact, he got a blue check by his name on Facebook, man. That's
I'm proud of that, man. Yeah.
I am too. He's one of the pioneers in the rap game in Mobile. Big shout out to C Now. Big C Now. Consistent. He's still been putting the work all these years. So he's a pioneer. He's a goat in the game when it came out of music out of Mobile. Like I said, man, we talking about music here. We talking about work ethic, talking about grind, and we're gonna take a quick break. And after the break, we're gonna get right back into the conversation with my brother Pap Star.
All right.
With today's technological advances and fast-paced life, BMS is your trusted next-generation IT solutions provider that keeps you ahead of the competition. From humble beginnings, BMS Company is now one of the fastest-growing software engineering service providers, with international presence and golden reputation for excellence. The BMS Company is your one-stop global destination for web development, mobile application development, digital marketing, SEO, Facebook and Google advertising, social media management, business consulting, printing services, and many more. BMS is trusted to provide timely, cost-effective solutions. At BMS, we believe in providing guaranteed results, irrespective of a project's complexity. No stories, no excuses. And core to all of our operation is that we practice what we preach and we deliver what we promise. We're proud of our dream team of solution-driven enthusiasts comprising of industry experts in various fields, including blockchain, IoT, and AI. Our unique makeup and cooperate synergy enables BMS to add heart to technology while delivering our trademark exceptional results for our esteemed customers. Get free 3 months of hosting and 30 days SEO when you partner with us today. Call us now on 469-992-4567 or visit our website at thebmscompany.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Walking This Way to Impact What's Podcast. You see, we're doing big things. We got commercials going, and we are accepting commercials. So if you have your own brand, you have your own business, we'd love to showcase your commercial on our podcast. We live stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So you, like I said, you have a brand, a business, or you have a music video. We would love to showcase it here on the podcast as we live stream on three different platforms. Right now we're playing on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live right now. So hey, get those commercials in. I'll put more information on my page. There is a fee, of course. So you have an 18-second commercial. It's like I have to go back into it, but I will be putting the prices up for that. So hey, plug your stuff in. If you're really serious about it, invest in what you got and show it, because it's going to reach somebody. But we're back here on the podcast with my brother Pap Star. I got some questions for him. We've been talking about some good stuff already. And I got some questions for him. I'm going to ask him about his music, how he got started. And we're going to jump right into these Q&As right quick. And my first question is, how did you get into making music, first of all?
Well, I got into making music originally. Me and my brother made music together, and my dad is the one that really put me on the music. He played bass guitar, played acoustic guitar, lead guitar, and he taught me how to play guitar. And so I remember when we started getting equipment and things, he would like give us money to get equipment. He would buy us plugins, beat sounds and stuff like sample packs. He would like just always be my father and my mother too will always support us in music. And so we kind of felt like, as when you grow up in music like that, you kind of feel like it's your right to do music. Like, it's not like, it's a little different when somebody kind of finds music later on in life and starts pursuing music maybe as an adult. So I was kind of like born and bred in it. So that's how I started off with that.
Man, that's what's up. So it sounds like more like the Jackson family type thing. Dad getting the children involved in music.
Yeah,
but,
like my dad would literally be like, yo, your beats are all sounding the same. So I'm gonna need you to go to the library. He got me a library card, and he would let me listen to jazz and genres outside of Christian music. He would allow me to do that so I can be able to, kind of develop my own sound.
Yeah. And that's what's up. And big shout out to your dad for that too as well. Seeing you on that path to greatness. Big shout out to the fathers who are like that, because not too many dads are doing that. But your dad took time out with you and your siblings to figure out in that direction. Big shout out to your dad for doing that great work. And my next question is, what or who inspires you?
I'm gonna be honest. I draw inspiration from a lot of people, so it really would be a discredit to just say one person of who inspires me, because I draw inspiration from first off myself, because when I was down and I didn't have a lot of support, it took myself to push myself. So I'm gonna say myself. I inspire myself. I'm gonna also say my parents. They really inspire me. Your inspiration, Furman. Just even how just looking at this, process, just getting back in this. I think this is my third time on the show, and this is my first time seeing the show. Live on all platforms and things like that. So your inspiration. I'm different, man. I draw inspiration from a homeless man or from a single mother, that's grinding and still push, so it don't have to be nobody famous or nothing like that. It should be simple stuff that I draw inspiration from. I feel like it's a good way to be because not all the time do I even have access to a motivational video or to a book or audio book or something that can like motivate me. So I'm always kind of looking for something to inspire me and to keep me going.
And that's what's up. And like I said, you inspired me too as well because you kept going. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all facts about this man. This man is truly a man of his word. He has integrity. I remember when I was living back at home, and he got a T-shirt that I had one of the T-shirt I created. He took it,
Yeah,
wore it on stage, sent me a picture, and that's what I love about this brother. He's a man of his word. He's about character. He doesn't blow smoke. And I'm not saying it could be on the show, but I'm just stating the boss to give honor
yeah,
honors due. And that's what I'm doing. When I reached out
yeah,
to you, you accept the interview again. That means a lot to me. That inspires me. And I know you went through some tragedy in your personal life. We're not gonna talk
yeah,
about that. But you still going strong as a
yeah,
man. Because some guys will be broken, but you didn't get broke. You still keep going and you still keep pushing. I know part of that is your children.
yeah,
And like I said, my bro, I'm giving you a roses right now because
yeah.
you still doing the damn
Thank you, man. Thank you.
thing. Awesome stuff, man. So I want to tell y'all, man, this man has character. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying it could be on the show, but behind the scenes, he has truly I've been knowing for a long time. And my next question is, what song was the most difficult for you to write?
The song that there's a song that I have out now, currently, called "Frozen Hearts," Pendeus. That was one of the hardest songs I had to write. Because the song talks about having a frozen heart, but also being indestructible at the same time. I don't promote being cold, you know, and having a cold heart towards people and toward the world. But there are people out there that have been hurt to the point that where they're cold. Um, and that song, I had to really embellish some of the things that I've been through, the betrayals that I've experienced, and really just express that at that moment, at that point in time when I recorded that song, my heart was frozen. And that, but also in the back of my mind, I knew that whatever I'm going through, I'm indestructible in it. So it's called Frozen Hearts Pendeus. The reason Pendeus is at the end because that's a clothing brand that was promoting me at the time. And I had just came from Atlanta and signed a deal with them. And so I was kind of bringing awareness to the clothing brand too by tagging the name on the song, and I was wearing the brand in some of my promotional footage. So that's one of the hardest songs that I've wrote. And I also have a song called "Light a Candle" that has not been released yet. I'm waiting to release that at a special time because it's about the death of my daughter. But I incorporated also people who've have experienced death, close death of children, parents, siblings, and that song can actually go for anybody who has experienced that. And it's called "Light a Candle." So that was the hardest song I think. After every line I punched in, because I kind of freestyled that song. And every line I punched in, I was crying. I ain't gonna lie, I had tears in my eyes, and you can feel the feeling on the song. So it's a very emotional, spiritual song. So I just can't drop that. Like it's got to be dropped in the right way. But yeah,
Okay, man, that's what's up right there, man. The great stuff. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the comment section. Big shout out to the Corn. The Corn, man, this brother right here, faithful. He said grace and peace, big brothers. Big shout out to the Corn. He's with me in here on Wednesday night. Big shout out to my sister, Shay. She's in the comment section. Big shout out to my little brother, Darren, as well. He said, my brother, love it. Big shout out to everybody who's watching, sharing the video as well. And like I said, man, we're on Twitter as well. So if you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Furman Jackson J2. You can watch us here as we live stream on Tuesday and Wednesday and Saturdays as well. Also, we're on YouTube, so go to my YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook. We are live streaming, of course. And matter of fact, we are monetized on Facebook as well. So if you see that star, hit that star. We get paid for what I do. So, like I said, you're doing what you're supposed to do, the money gonna come. And that's the most beautiful thing about it. So, and also, man, Follow Pap Star too on Instagram as well at Mr. Pap Star. Follow him on Instagram. So really, man, every guest I have on here, I want to plug their social media outlets so you can follow them. It don't cost you nothing to follow them. Follow up with them, updates from what they're doing, and all of the great stuff, man. So, like I said, we are having a great time here this morning. We thank everybody for showing us the love and support here on the podcast. And my next question for you, pal, who you like? Who most likely you like to collab with?
Oh wow, I definitely have some collabs I want to do. I want to say on the production side, um, I would love to collaborate with Timberland, Pharrell. I actually have these things as goals, so it's something. These are some things that I'm actually pushing toward, and I have intent on doing. So I definitely want to collab with on the production side, Pharrell, uh, Timberland, Missy Elliott, Will I Am. Um, let's see. Those are probably like the biggest collabs I would love to do. As far as like production, as far as artistry, like being on the track, um, it's so many variants from gospel artists to um to mainstream. Like it really my collab on that is kind of broad. I think the most collab I would really love to do though. Let me just think about this. Like I would really love to do a collab with like Kendrick Lamar or
Okay.
like J Cole. Like even though I know we have different styles, I feel like that we can make it work. We can still make it hit. So, but yeah,
Man, that's what's up right there, man. It's like us, the music is changing, the sound is changing,
yeah,
and I know as you being a producer, I know you always keep your ear to the street on what's
yeah,
going on, keeping up with the sound of music, the beats and stuff like that. As you being an artist yourself and being, how did you develop that sound? Because everybody does not have that sound where they have that ear
yeah,
to ponder, okay, no, that's not good. No, that could be a little better. Well,
yeah,
I'm put you in the category of your work ethic. I'm put you the work ethic of Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is the goat of
yeah.
producing music, and that what you put me in the mind of on
Oh,
your
that's a blessing. Thank you.
sound. So how you do that process of it?
Well, it is a I'm gonna share this process, and it's definitely different with me on my music journey. I would have to say that I had to learn things that a lot of other artists either didn't learn or they pay for. For example, like I had to learn how to record myself because I got tired of telling engineers how I wanted to sound, and I just felt like I can do it. So I had to learn how to engineer. And my brother at the time wasn't able to produce for me, so I had to learn how to produce. So I started making my own beats. I started developing my sound because I was an engineer and I would make my money by recording other artists. So I would be able to see different techniques of recording that I was not experienced with or did never try because I was recording so many different artists. So I would learn from other artists that I was with. I would also gain inspiration from like when I make beats. I would listen to the beats and listen to the sounds that they were using and making sure that my mixes and my masters were matching up with what's currently out there. So that's how I started developing my sound. Once I started learning these different techniques, I really started focusing on okay, how do I make these techniques me? Like how can I like this song, I like this future song, I like this Young Thug song or whatever. Like I like the song, I like how it flows, but how do I make something like this like me? And that's when you start breaking all the rules. Like it's kind of like when you're playing the guitar. At one point, you're reading the music, you're always looking at your strings, trying to figure out, am I doing this right? Then you get to the point where you can just read the music. You don't have to look at the strings, but you're still looking at music. Then you get to the point where the music is memorized. You don't have to read music. And then you get to the point where you're completely free, where there's no rules. You can hit wrong notes, but it be almost like jazz. Like it don't really be wrong because you know what you're doing. You just free in it. And I feel like that's where I've reached in my artistry where I don't really have to like follow any trend. Like I'm free to do the music that I want. The only thing that you really kind of have to stay on is like lingo. you know, because the lingo changes. So you do want to be say things that people are currently resonating with. But as far as sound and trends, you know, it's about creating your own sound. I know I've been working with an artist named Lakey, and I know that I believe you've had her on the show as well.
Mhm.
And she's helped me develop my production. It's like working with her. She's a neo soul like R&B artist, but working with her, I've been able to develop my sound, and even her sound is starting to like she went from like neo soul, now she's doing pop songs, she's doing hip hop, she's even rapping on some songs. That's what happens when you get around people, you network, and you don't just limit your talent to yourself. You know, you don't limit your talent to just working with yourself, but you surround yourself with other people that are like minded, and you start learning from each other. Iron starts sharpening. So it's really we all kind of make each other better. To be honest with you, my artist journey, my sound has developed because of collaborations and just working with other people. You know, learning different techniques and stuff.
And that's what's up on that one because I know she had released a track um, a while back, and when I comment on it, it sound like an '80s track. You remember the '80s music?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, because I told that sound like an '80s sound. So
Yeah, that
are
was
you?
probably a heartbreaker. It's unreleased.
Yeah, so I'm asking, are you gonna be in? So with the '80s sound, was you gonna be implementing that too as well, like bringing that '80s sounds back up
Oh,
to like
absolutely. Yeah, that's
year
kind of like my
23?
favorite. That's another thing. Like our hometown, the sound of Mobile. Like I really don't have that sound. Like I don't have like my home city sound. So
Right.
I do make more like just different music. So that '80s like '80s music, like I do that. You know, I do like I'll take an old school hip hop song and like resample it. Like I'm just like that. So I think Mobile, like my city, like the sound is more kind of just being honest, is like trap rap. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that style of music because I mean people have to talk about what you know what I'm saying what they got going on in their life. But like that's just not my sound. That's not what you know. So I definitely will be bringing that kind of like that '80s sound into play. I know even on my personal music, I have a song called "Metaverse Love" that kind of has a futuristic, just old school feel to it. So it's futuristic, but it's still like old school futuristic. If that makes sense. You know, EDM type sound. So yeah, man, we not scared over here. We're not scared to try new stuff, try new music. And that's what happens when you kind of free. You know, when you free in your artistry, free in your music, and you found yourself as an artist, like you don't really care about. You just creating. You're not competing. You're not competing with nobody. You're just creating. You're in a creative mode. I find that being in a creative mode is a better way of uh getting paid. Number one, like getting money and also building a network. And when you're competing all the time, always in competition, and mindset is on competition, it's a different type of you can still get the success, but you stressing, you know what I mean? Like you're always looking at the other person, trying to see what they doing, and I just rather focus on being creative, and tapping into what God has given me,
Right, and I
so
totally agree with that. I 1,000 agree with you on that.
yeah,
That's perfecting your craft. Get outside the box. I know
yeah,
you want to reach all all cultures of people, whether
yeah,
they're black, whether they're white, Hispanic, Asian, European, uh, Arabs. You want to
yeah,
branch out because that's what a lot of us do, especially in our community. We be so close minded that we want to keep it real and all this other stuff. But what about branching out to other races? Because a lot of other races who do listen to our music, who do
yeah,
embrace our culture, who do love. Why do you think a lot of the artists now are going overseas? Because overseas they love music. Period.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They're a big fan of you. You may not met them, but they already know who you are
yeah,
overseas, and they love you. And they
yeah,
love it. Be all different types of different color people.
Yeah, it's
So
great. Yeah,
I
my
remember.
first tour was over in the UK. Like the very first tour that I ever had was ever booked for, um, and was the UK, and they treated us like gold out there. That was back in 2008. You know, when I went out there, and the love is just totally different than it was back in the hometown. And I'm itching. I can't wait to get back over there. You know, overseas and just experiencing that international. You know, that international love. You know, I like the national love too, but that international love is different because it's like they really appreciate your value.
Yeah,
And
you
a
do.
person, people like to be appreciated. You know, that's with anybody. And so when you find that people are appreciating you and you know giving you what you want for you know your value, giving you your worth, like that's what you're gonna be drawn to. So I love internet. You know, I love international fans. I love international play. I remember, you know, because some people they be like, "Oh, that's not real plays." You know, them Africa plays. You getting plays in Africa, them ain't real plays. No, them real streams. Like those are not bots. These are real people. Real people like listening to your music. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
And then can you look at the demographics? And like you said, because what you're saying is so important, because just the demographics alone, when you put this stuff up, they show how many times your stuff is being played in different countries.
Right.
Did you know that people are watching and people are looking, not just here in the U.S., but all around the world, all around the globe.
Right.
And like I tell some people that they had, okay, like you tell some people right now today, just because you may done a song back in 2000, if you bring it back out today, to them that sound like you did it in 2023 because they never heard it.
Yeah,
What's
never
new
heard it before.
is new to them.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
like, oh
exactly.
man, I
Because
like it.
they never heard it before. So what well, as an artist, what's old to you? A lot of these songs that we're hearing now that are actually older songs that are recorded 2, 3 years ago, and just catching momentum, especially from newer artists. Now more seasoned artists, you know, labels got label backing. They get in the studio, they drop a song, they dropping it, you know, 2, 3 days later. They already got a budget behind it, things like that. But like newer artists, you know, that's how they drop it.
Yeah, so man, it's like it's a beautiful thing. Once you get it, it's a beautiful thing. And I'll lead to my next question is, uh, I know you probably might already said it, but I'm gonna ask you. It said, what is your songwriting process like?
Oh, so I answered it somewhere, but I'll be more in depth. My personal songwriting process is I don't write. Um, there are times that I get like ideas, like I get a bar in my head and I might write that bar down. You know, just in case I ever get stuck in the booth, I can just look at my little pad and find something. You know, be like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that. But for the most part, I just get in there and just feel it. And I'll start off with a line, I'll record that line, and I'll just like build off that line and just keep going. Um, I used to write, but I find that just writing in the moment and just going ahead and recording yourself is pretty much the same thing as just writing it on paper.
Mm,
Except you just going ahead and trying it out to see how it sounds. Because a lot of times writers that get in the studio, write their music, they get in the studio and start changing it because it sounds different. Now that they got the headphones on, and now that they can, you know, now that everything is kind of live, and they'll change what they've written. So instead of always changing what I write, I just go ahead and just write in the moment. And I feel like that the music comes out, in my opinion, and for my records, the music comes out more authentic because I am in the moment and I'm receiving the information as it's going, so it's fresh. Almost like how Lakeith she puts it, like it's like fresh tree off of fruit. You know, it's something different when you get that tree right off the fruit. It's right there. You know, nutrients already in it, and that's kind of like when you're recording and just kind of letting it flow. Nothing against writing though, because that's just a technique. But it's just to me, it's something about flowing and just trusting your instinct. I know. I think Jay-Z he writes that way. Lil Wayne writes that way. They just kind of get in there and just flow.
oh yeah, man, that's what's up right there. And I want to read a little comment. Travis Jamal, big shout out to him. He said, "Keep pushing, my guy." And then he commented back. He said, "I'm about to drop a song now that year that okay, he about to drop a song that he did a year ago. That's a year old.
Yeah.
So, hey, so put it out, brother, man. Put it out. Because like I said, and I tell people this all the time. You may did something a long time ago, but think about it. It's trillions of people in the world who never heard your music, never even heard of you. That's gonna be brand new to them. Remember
Yeah,
if they think about people when God told Moses, asked Moses what he had in his hand. He had that rod. He told him to
yeah,
use it. So
yeah,
whatever's in your hand, whatever God gave you in your hand, utilize it. Whether it's your songwriting, whether you're a recording artist, whether you podcasting, whether you cooking, whether you sewing, whatever that gift is that God put in your hand, utilize it.
yeah.
It's gonna bring you great success, but it's up to you in order to utilize it.
Facts.
And don't get weary in well doing. Don't get weary in well doing. And another thing I'm gonna ask you too, to with the songwriting process. So I know you're a productive man. So what are you working on musically right now?
Right now I have two projects that are ready that I've already submitted my first project to the record label that I'm with, and so I'm just kind of waiting on the release date from that, and then I actually have a project that I'm gonna drop on my own, separate from the label. Um, and I'm just glad I got the freedom to do that. That's why I like TV and film because I'm not locked in as an artist where they own everything. It's just bodies of work. So when I have a body of work that I want to submit to them, and then we have our contract agreement with that actual body of work, they don't own me as Pap Star. Pap Star, I can move freely. I can drop music on my own if I want to. So
Okay.
I have another project I'm gonna drop on my own, and that way I can test the market, and see how see what hits, or use what I drop with the label to draw attention to, what I've dropped on my own.
Okay, man, that's
Yeah.
what's up. And also, man, submit the links to your music and stuff. I do want to support you in what you're doing. So, man, drop me them links as well. I want to support. I want to purchase whatever. Because I believe in giving back. I believe in sowing. So you reap a harvest behind it. So, man, that's what's up right there. So, let me ask you this. I know we're recording and doing all this other stuff. Do you think in the stage of your life where you just gonna transition from off stage to just transition just into producing only, or how that's going, or how you do see yourself in the near future?
Furman, I'm gonna tell you what I want. I'm honestly ready to perform. I'm ready to hit the stage, like honestly. But I am trying my best to wait on God's timing on that. You know, I personally love the stage. Like I love performing just as much as I love the creative process as making the music. As a matter of fact, performing is actually that's what I'm doing everything for to get to the stage because I like the interaction with the people. But also I am finding that I am growing. I'm growing, having a growing love too for the behind the scenes, for the not all being in the forefront. TV films kind of taught me that. It's kind of humbling to hear your music on TV and film, but then you're not really hearing your music on in your local city. So it kind of humbles me and it tells me it's like, okay, well, they're not really playing me in my city, but they playing me on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So it's like humbling. You know what I mean? So my path is just different, bro. Like I know I want it to be like I can see myself being like maybe famous. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see that for myself. I always kind of have, but I also can see myself being more of a Dr. Dre. Kind of he out there, but he ain't. You know what I mean? Kind of like behind the scenes, so to speak, and just in the lab. Making beats, and that's kind of like the two sides I have. I can do both. To be honest, I don't know how God gonna spin this thing. I'm just being real, but I know my goal. My goal is for my music to reach a worldwide, to be a household name. That is my goal. I won't say for Pap Star to be a household name, but Pap Star's work. I really want the concentration to be on the work, the legacy, the message, more so than me. That way other people can be inspired and say I can do the same thing.
Man, that's
So
what's up.
I mean I don't know how to answer that, man. I don't know if I answered that or if I didn't.
You did. Matter of fact, big shout out to Loki. She right now. She's said, I love what Walking This Way's podcast does, bringing spotlight to greatness. Shout out to my engineer, Pap Star. Big shout out to the queen that says she in the comment section. She's watching as well. Big shout out to her. As I had on the podcast, I'm proud of her too with the transition and all of that. She's working along with you to help perfect that sound, take her to the next level in her music career. I know you mentioned about Dr. Dre, work ethic. I listened to an interview years ago that Dr. Dre did, and I loved what he said at the time when the Detox album would have come out, and Dre criticized his own stuff. It was on the interview. I had to find the interview. It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he said the sound wasn't right, this one right. He had to go right back into the lab because he said this one right, that one right. The artist didn't deliver all right. I love that he criticized his own stuff.
Yeah.
So when I heard Drake say that, what do you get out of that? Because he criticized his own stuff. He would tell him, hey, this one right, that one right. He had to go right back into the studio after he was at an award show somewhere.
Yeah, I believe that that all people that are taking their craft seriously, you know, have a certain level of criticism on their own craft. I know I do. I know also that I can also be over critical of my work, and even of the work that I do for others. But I did find something that helps me with this, because honestly, this kind of even links over to mental health, because a lot of times that we want to feel good about the things that we're doing, and maybe say we have some work that we're doing and we don't feel 100% about it. It can affect your mental health. And so, what I found that helps me is that if I have something that is 80%, 80 to 90% a satisfactory rate, I go ahead and release it. And the reason I do that is because my 80 to 90% at my standard is probably 120% to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else standard. So they hearing it because they don't know my vision. They don't know what I'm actually trying to do. All they hearing is just the product, but they don't know that I really wanted to echo that end at the end, or put a chopper screw to this and that. They really didn't know that I wanted to break the beat right here for real. And I really wanted to do that and was having issues with that, but they don't know that.
Right.
And so sometimes that can hold you back, being overcritical like that, and it'll keep you from releasing things that is supposed to be released to bring you back something. And so if I meet that 80 to 90% rate, honestly, I'm gonna be real. It's more like 90%, because 80 kind of seemed low. So I'm gonna say about 90%. If I'm 90% satisfied, I will go ahead and release it, on my own faith, and just go ahead and release it. So that's it. Because sometimes it's just some things you might not be able to achieve. Like sometimes I want to hit some notes, and I ain't at the point where I can hit them. You know what I mean? That don't mean I ain't gonna keep trying them, or keep trying to reach and stretch my voice and get better, make my vocal stronger. But there are some things, some tones that I be wanting to hit, when I'm in the studio, and it don't get there. And if I were to be like, you know what, forget this song, quit because I can't achieve it, and I never would have dropped the song. I just had to find another way, achieve another, a different sound, so to speak. So.
And that's what's up right there, man. Like this is a great conversation, great combo. Having two kings on here, two gods. And the Bible do say we are God. The Bible that. One might say, "Oh, you trying to be God?" Now the Bible said that we are God. So it's time to have two kings, two gods. We're talking about music, positivity, growth, elevation, restoring, newness of life, and that's what it's all about. The drive, the work ethic, the ambitions. I know by you being, you are, a man of God. I know you're a father. You're a producer. You do music. What else is on Pap Star's plate? What else he got next in store for him?
Well, I'm real big in self-development. So there are some courses that I've been looking at taking, to kind of help me better understand the mind. One course I'm working toward being a NLP practitioner. That's just a study of kind of more so the study of the behavior, just why people make the choices they choose, and So it's kind of like the study of behavior of the human mind and things like that. Um, so anything outside of music, I'm really trying to focus more onto the mental health side. Also just like my house, man. Like I want my house like to be in order. So like my family, my focus is on family, relationships, um, and just trying to be overall just outside of music, just a better person, you know, and working on disciplines, um, sex disciplines, uh, just disciplines with not doing things over, just because something good, overdoing it. You know what I mean? I'm a foodie person. I do feel like there's a call right now to eat better, to be more conscious of what we put in our bodies, and like that's something I'm really working hard on. Like, and it's not, I mean, it's not easy. It's not an easy walk. That bacon be calling. I'm just being real. But when you realize what the bacon is doing, you realize what the sugar is doing, how it's increasing the mucus in your body and stuff like that. The more you eat it, the more your body start like kind of used to paying attention to it. You can feel that grease in your body now. Like I eat a slice of pizza now and I don't get that same satisfaction I used to. I'm just being real because of the knowledge I know. I know what this is doing to me. So outside of music, it's just I'm just trying to become a better person so I can stay on this earth a few more years, be valuable, to my family, the people I love, and people in this world, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. I'm in the same category myself, striving to be a better man each and every day. We're supposed to evolve every day, and
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Um, Derek Briggs said, "I see your Pap Star, my dude." Big shout out to him in the comment section as well. I know you mentioned the key. How did that come about when you working with her?
uh, I'm at I'm at LaKey in Houston. We both had a showcase that we were on, and I seen her performance, and I just felt like she was an artist that I could really work with. Um, I because of my style. I'm a rapper, but I like melodic. I'm like a melodic rapper too, so I sing a little bit. But when it come down to production, I do like to produce for like R&B singers and because the music is evolving more now towards singing and more toward melodic. And so I saw her in Houston, and then we had some correspondence. After that, she actually had won a free studio session at that event, and she came in and she recorded, she kind of cashed in on that free session. And after that, I believe that she's, just within her, she knew like, okay, this is where I need to go to get the sound that I'm looking for. I know that engineer work is hard. Sitting behind a computer and listening to people do things over and over again, mess up, stop, delete, mess up, stop, delete. Like it's hard work. But it's easier, to be honest, as an engineer, from an engineer standpoint, to record a rapper. It's more challenging to record a singer. It's just more work you have to do. Um, but I believe that recording LaKey and having recording LaKey has made me a better engineer and a better producer. Trying to capture her sound. Um, so that's how it came about. We were actually on the same showcase.
And that was a big shout out to her. She said, "One of the best engineers I ever worked with." That's what she said about you in the comment section.
She
Big
better
shout
say
out
that.
to her.
Nah.
A big shout out to her as well. I have to get her back here on the show as well, so I reach out to her, get her back on the show. So we got a song together. Okay, tell about the song y'all got together. She said y'all got a song together. She wants you to tell her about that song.
Man, hold on now. Tell the key now. No, yeah, we have two songs together actually. Yeah, we have two songs that we actually have featured on together. One is called "All Right," and that song really talks about just in the heat of adversity, just having that stuck in your mind that it's gonna be all right. Like it's I know that's something that's kind of cliche. Oh, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But this song really digs deep, in my opinion, on those feelings and hones in on those emotions of where it really seems like you at the edge of the cliff. You know, you see the rocks falling over, you slide down, ain't nobody behind you to get, you know what I mean? Like, you really feel like it's not gonna be all right. Like, it really looks gloom and doom. And so that song is really encouraging. It's a personal song also, because I listen to that song myself when it ministers to me, so. And then we have another song called Nobody Else. That's more erotic. That's more for the grown folks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
it's a more erotic song,
Okay.
and but that's also definitely one of my favorites too. To be honest with you, I love to explore. That's one of my topics that I also explore as an artist is sex. Because as a man, that's something we deal with. Temptations, relationships. From being cheated on to being the one cheating, doing the creeping, like all that type of stuff. They has to be talked. Has to be talked about. So.
Right.
I talk about things like that in my music. So, yeah, those are some of our two favorite songs that we've done together. But also, there are a lot of songs like the Heartbreaker song that you mentioned earlier, the '80s song. That's one of my favorite songs she's done, and she got a song too, that couple of twerk songs that she got. And I'll let her talk about that more, I guess, when we bring her on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a deeper meaning behind twerking that our young, that I feel like the younger generation really don't understand, and where it derives from, the movements and the meanings behind them. And so, in one of her songs, she kind of goes into that about twerking being our birthright. That's something my ancestors did to balance out chakras. They would twerk, they would dance, they would move their bodies in certain motions to balance themselves out and to bring joy and to bring happiness. People forget that, you know what I mean? That is not just something sexualized. That is it's tradition, ritual, and so. But like I said, she'll probably be able to expound more upon that. I'm not as savvy as she is on that.
Well, next time I have to get both y'all on the show. Next time, so I can
Okay, that's cool.
set that up again. I know you mentioned about sex. We had, matter of fact, big shout out to Swallow. She's here in the DFW area. She's a sexologist coach here at DFW. I had on the podcast a few weeks ago. She broke down sex like I never seen sex before. Sex is mental.
Yeah.
Dealing with the stuff that we eat, we put in our bodies. Especially when he said when a man climax, the woman can taste what you ate.
Yeah.
All that other
Brian,
stuff.
y'all talking like that on the show?
Yeah, we talk about that on the show. Main thing, hygiene's important. Especially if you make sure you got no sores on your mouth when you go on her. If you singing at her, make sure you got no dirt in your nails. All that stuff plays a role when it comes to sex. More than just getting on top of her and pouncing. You have to really learn the fundamentals of sex.
Yeah.
Talk about this on the show as well. Because sex is important. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Any man would love to put it down in the bedroom with his woman. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
If a man is not willing to perform in the bedroom when it comes to his woman, he feels like a failure. He really does.
Yeah.
So I'm learning more about sex, the mental side of it. Learn to embrace your sexuality too. We talk about that too as well, pal.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's always the elephant in the room. We never talk about this kind of stuff, but learn how to embrace your sexuality. If you with your girl or whatever, she didn't learn how to embrace her. Women are more sexual than we are. They're more sexual than we are. We're sexual, but they're more sexual than who we are. But a lot of them, they will embrace their sexuality. A lot of guys, they don't want to embrace their sexuality when it comes to love making. But man, learn that stuff. I encourage anybody.
Yeah.
Man, get with a sexologist coach. Learn about sex, the meaning of it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That you with and you want to be with.
Ain't no. Listen, let me tell you something about me, Furman. I ain't got no problem talking about no sex. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I ain't got no shame, none.
But Pap, it's real.
Yeah.
We want to hide. We want to make sure this stuff don't exist. This stuff does exist.
Right.
So We talk about a lot of things. I mean, she talk about the technique and stuff, different techniques, um, how you like sex, how she when it, there's a lot of great stuff we talk about here, man, on the show. But really learn how to embrace your sexuality, especially guys. Learn how to embrace
Yeah,
your sexuality when it comes to your woman. Learn how to be kinky. Learn how to be exotic.
yeah,
Learn this stuff. It's more than just getting on top of her and just pouncing on her and think you did something.
yeah,
Stroke her mentally. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Mentally, you got her, and that's what she really talks about. It's the mental aspect. Making her laugh, man, make
yeah,
her blush, man, make her smile.
yeah.
That's the sex with her right there. And what it is, pal, a lot of guys think it's between their legs. It's not between their legs, it's their mind.
It's the mind.
If you get her mind, eventually she gonna open her legs to you. That's another broadcast. But man, we about to ready to get off this air tonight. I said tonight, I'm so used to doing the show at night today.
Yeah.
Pap, man, I know you have a productive schedule today. Do you have any final remarks you want to leave here with the listening audience? We are live streaming right now on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter. So we know that the recordings will be up on YouTube and Twitter. So, of course, Facebook Live. So, do you have any final remarks you want to leave here with the audience?
I just want to just express my gratitude for the opportunity. Express my gratitude for all the people commenting in the comment section. You know, um, I want to say like all my fans and stuff like that, but honestly, like I'm gonna be real. Like a lot of fans I got are really I'm close. You know, they're more like family. To be honest with you, and more. I just want to say supporters. You know, because they've been supporting the journey from a lot of them from the beginning. Like Derek Briggs, I think he was on there. Travis Jamal. A lot of these people were here from the beginning, from the jump. Me and Travis Jamal used to sing at school. You know, in the bathroom. Me, him, my brother. You know, duet type. You know, quartet type time. So like it's amazing to see like all the support, you know, in the comments and things like that. So I definitely want to express my gratitude. I want to express my gratitude to you, Furman, for having me on the show. Man, I'm excited for the show. I'm speaking blessings over this show, man. I'm seeing bigger and better things than what you got going on now. This is an amazing platform, and I just honored to be on here. And man, I hope you keep having me. And that's it, man. Just much love. Y'all make sure y'all go to www.papstarmusic.com. Tap in, join my mailing list. I got a lot of new music that I'm dropping this year. So if you want to stay tapped in, just go to the website, join the mailing list. You'll always be connected. Also, you'll get exclusive music that way because I'm always dropping music. I make music all the time, so I'm able to drop music that is not, you know, necessarily open to the public. Only open to people that's on the mailing list. So that's pretty much it, man. Just much love to everybody.
And that's what's up. Like I said, I'm gonna get with you too. I'm gonna bring both of y'all along. So y'all can talk about the collab, the music, and all the other stuff. So get you and the key on as well. So we're gonna set that up also. Like I said, man, big shout out to everybody. Travis says big facts. Go. Big shout out to him as well. Man, big shout out to everybody who's supporting you, that's watching this right now. Man, big shout out to everybody who's sharing it. Like I said, man, if you on Twitter, man, follow us on Twitter. You see Furman Jackson J2. I'm on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, make sure I will follow you back on Twitter too. Cause I want to get the Twitter account up. Cause we are live streaming on Twitter. So like I said, but this is a whole nother level for me. Live streaming on Twitter, live streaming on YouTube, Facebook Live right now. Just by getting it up. It don't cost you anything. So you follow us. I'm gonna make sure I follow you. I appreciate the love and support as well. We're ready to get off the air. We're going to be back here next Tuesday night here on Walking This Way, the Impact Force podcast. And I want to say this too, man. Remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they did. Remember, let's live life like it's our last. And most important, man, you celebrate yourself, love yourself, support yourself, conquer everything you set your mind to. Learn some structure. 2023, man, put some structure in your life. I was looking at some stuff on structure when I was at work last night. So learn about structure, learn about discipline. It's time for us to go to a whole nother level. It's time to live now. Live your life. Enjoy your life. Do all the great stuff that you want to do. We're not supposed to live a defeated life. The Bible said that Christ came that we might have life and have life more abundantly. You know what I'm saying? So have that life more abundantly, man. And y'all have a great Saturday. Of course, it's the Sabbath, so y'all have today, day of rest, of course. Man, y'all enjoy your day, enjoy your family as well. Gotta give a big shout out to my Dallas Cowboys. I've been a Cowboys fan when I was growing up in Alabama. So they play the 49ers tomorrow. I'm pulling for them Cowboys to win. So if they win, they go to the NFC Championship. Hey, I'm pulling
them
for
boys.
Got to, man. I'm bored. Representing right now. You see the star. Man, y'all have a great Saturday. Be blessed. Stay focused. We love y'all. And we're going to be back here Tuesday night here on Walk in This Way Impact Force Podcast. Man, y'all have a great day. And we're going to see y'all here on the podcast. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
You had threw me up and he got